Hey guys, I'm Stephanie, and this is Salad-Steph, and today we're getting ready for Thanksgiving, as many of you are, and we're going to be making a wonderful side that lots of people love in many different ways, and it is a cranberry salad. Now, many of you are accustomed to eating cranberry sauce, whether it's whole berry or just gelled that's in the can, sliced up. I know as a kid that's what was on the table growing up, that gelled substance that was sliced. And I always wanted something different. So as I became an adult, I started looking for different recipes and experimenting with things, and I found this one, and it's just a tasty cranberry salad and super easy to make, so I wanted to share it with you guys. So with that being said, let's get started and make our cranberry salad. Here we go. All right, to get this cranberry salad started, we're going to start it on the stove, and we are going to use 1 8-ounce container of crushed pineapple. Let's make sure this is 8 ounces. Yes, it is. And we are going to put it in our pot with the juices. Do not drain this because our juices from our pineapple, always be careful opening these metal tins. I know as a kid, my mom spent the evening in the emergency room after opening one, and it popped back on her, cut her hand really bad when I was a little kid. I always think about that whenever I'm opening. I think she was opening a can of corned beef, if you remember those peeled back. So we've got our pineapples with juice. Again, be sure you do not drain it. And to this, we're going to add 1 box of raspberry Jell-O. And the one that I'm adding is not sugar-free. I have made this before with sugar-free raspberry Jell-O because there's plenty of sweetness in it. And if you want to cut back on the sugar content of your diet, you're absolutely welcome to do that, and it will turn out just fine. Put that to the side. And for all of my viewers that's asked, I got some spatulas, some silicone spatulas. I actually remember many of you asking me not to use a metal spoon, which, and again, I apologize for that. It's just what I'm used to when I'm at home by myself. So I have to kind of keep in mind what's loud for you guys. And so I got me several. This is just one of them, nice little spoon size. So we are going to mix this together real quick, and then I'm going to turn my eye on medium-high heat because I do want it to dissolve completely. I am not adding any water to this. So traditionally with a Jello mixture, you know, you will add boiled water to this, or boiling water. You do not to this. The juice from the pineapple will help the gelatin to adhere together. So we're going to be sure that this is dissolved, working it for several minutes till we get it nicely heated through. And it'll take just about a minute or so. And then we'll come back and we'll add our next step to it. All right, my cranberries and my pineapple, as you can see, has come up to just a small boil. I did not have it very heavy or very rapid boiling at this point, but I just want to be sure that everything is completely dissolved. So I've turned the heat off, and I'll move the pot holder over here, and I'll move this to the side. I am going to let it cool for about 1 minute, and then we're going to continue and add the rest of our wonderful ingredients to this cranberry salad. All right, it's been about 1 minute, and my mixture is cooling slightly. I didn't want it so hot when I added my next ingredient. And the next thing we're going to add is a can of cranberry sauce. And this is, if you notice, they have the cans where you open them upside down. This is Ocean Spray cranberry sauce. This. And this is whole berry cranberry sauce. And it comes out in a little, you can hear that little sound in just a minute. Here it comes. Now, for many of us growing up, especially if you grew up like I did in the 70s and the 80s, you'll see this is what was on your table right here, sliced up. And boy, did I remember, I was thinking as a kid, what is that stuff? But it was good, and I remember my parents, grandparents loved it, and I just like it with a little extra twist. So I'm going to break this up, and notice it's always a jelly-like consistency. It's very easy to slice. I can just kind of break it apart with my spoon. And again, the one that I'm using, I'll turn this upside down so you can see it. I'm using the whole berry cranberry sauce because I like the chunks of berries, the cranberries themselves in here as well. So I'm just gonna break this up, mix this up together. Make sure I don't have any of those unusual pieces in here, little lumps. I do want it evenly distributed, blending well to incorporate the other ingredients. So you have that pineapple, which is now a nice pretty red color thanks to that raspberry Jell-O. And the Jell-O, the raspberry does not change the flavor of this very much. It just gives it a subtle sweetness to it that you're like, what is that extra flavor in there? But it doesn't compete with the cranberries, which is nice. And it colors that pineapple beautifully. It's just a pretty dish, whether it's Thanksgiving, Christmas, or really you could have it any time of the year. All right, now it looks to be that I have everything broken up. Now, if you don't like a lot of extra ingredients, you could stop at this point, put it in a mold and wait for it to set up. But I do like to add other things to it. So I'm gonna add half of a cup of chopped celery. And if you watched me before, you know I've said before my husband doesn't like celery, and that's okay because he doesn't eat this either. This is something that's generally one of my favorites. So we have the celery, and then I'm gonna add half a cup of chopped pecans to it. And it's a pretty salad too. Mix this together. Isn't that pretty right there? Now it's not going to stay at this liquidy state. We are going to put it in a nice bowl. You could put it in a Jello mold if you actually had one. I don't think I have any of those anymore. But I know again, that was something that was really popular. All those Jello molds in the probably 60s and 70s. I remember my grandmother having them in all different shapes. And little creations, they were kind of cool. Kind of one of those nostalgic things of the past. Seemed like they were always kind of a bronzy color or silver color, just kind of cool. Sometimes she would even display some of them on the wall. It's kind of fun thinking back. All right, and my mixture is cooled down enough right now. I can actually even touch my pan, so the other ingredients has brought the temperature down, which is exactly what we needed. So I'm going to place this in a bowl. And put all this in here. Apologize for the sound. This is a crystal bowl, so it will be a little loud. And smooth this down. And we will put this in the refrigerator for this to set up. And generally I do make this the day before, so I'd say a couple of hours and it would set up. I don't know an exact time to give you because again, generally this is something that I make the day before ahead of time and set up. Look at that pretty. Now, it is loose now. It does need to set up and let that Jell-O do its magic, and it'll be nice and firm and beautiful. Into the refrigerator it went. So we'll check it again in a couple of hours. I'm Stephanie, and this has been Steph's Stove, where today we made a wonderful cranberry salad, which will be a nice alternative for just the cranberry sauce that we're accustomed to in the can. I do hope you try this recipe with your family and enjoy it at your holiday table as well. It's wonderful for Thanksgiving, Christmas, or any other time of the year that you choose to have it, as most of the ingredients are readily available in your area, I hope. So, here you can see after a couple of hours, it is set up very nicely and it is firm. So I'm going to go ahead and dip some out so you can see what it'll look like, and we'll give it a try. You can see it does have a firm consistency, just like the Jell-O, and it's set up nicely. And if you can look up at all the different colors and textures in there, it's just yummy. This is good. This is just, I apologize, it's really good. It's one of those nice things that you can have that's just different and it's tasty. And it's so good. It's a great accompaniment to any kind of meat that you would have, especially as turkey. And ooh, this is so yummy. I do hope you try this and enjoy it as much as I have throughout the years. Many things you could add to it if you choose. You can put marshmallows in it, all kind of nice little additions. So get creative with your food and make it your own. Again, I'm Stephanie, and I would like to thank each and every one of you that have so faithfully given me a like, and y'all have clicked that subscribe button. Continue to do that as my subscribers has been going up left and right. I do so thank you for your support, and I'm just humbled that each of you are continuing to watch me on this journey that I have in YouTube land. So for me and my family, I'd like to wish you a very happy Thanksgiving, and I do hope you enjoy this dish. And remember, continue making memories one dish at a time with your family. Good night.